This week's Freak of the Week is Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. On Tuesday, Israel's military bombed more civilian areas, and at least 436 people, including 183 children and 94 women, were killed. And this is according to the Gaza Health Ministry. Over the last year and a half, Israel's military, with guidance from Netanyahu, has killed at least 100,000 innocent Palestinian civilians while targeting Hamas terrorists. Yes, Hamas are terrorists, and they should be stopped, but not if the plan to do so involves the reckless bombing of civilian infrastructure and gathering places. Israel is committing a genocide and an ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people in Gaza. And now that they have the unwavering support of the United States military and government, they think they can get away with anything. They think they can do any war crime to accomplish this removal of the Palestinian people. They broke the ceasefire deal that was made around the time when Trump took office about 2 months ago. And of course, it wasn't a real ceasefire. Israel was never going to abide by it. And we learned this week that happened to be the case. Netanyahu is a freak because his military has killed hundreds of thousands of innocent Palestinian civilians, attempting to fulfill the Greater Israel plan to annex and take over Gaza, eventually the West Bank and other regions, and doing all of this under the guise of defeating Hamas. Israel has been blocking humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. They've been blocking medical personnel from being able to help the injured. They've also cut off water supply and used starvation tactics in an effort to force the remaining Palestinians, who haven't been obliterated yet by the IDF, to flee to other regions. They're being forced to leave their homes, their lives, all because Netanyahu and Trump want to turn their land into some Israeli-American casino utopia with casinos and hotels and other corporate developments. It's gross, disturbing, and I actually can't think of the proper words to describe how evil it is. I'll say this clearly. Israel had the right to defend itself from Hamas, who is a terrorist group. No doubt. But it's an understatement to say that Israel's response to Hamas went way too far. They took advantage of the millions of innocent Palestinians who were not a part of Hamas. There were estimated to be between 30 and 40,000 members of Hamas when this specific conflict started after the October 7th attacks in 2023. Since then, Israel has not only failed to eliminate Hamas, they have barely even reduced their numbers. And in the meantime, while attempting to eliminate the Hamas terrorists, they have recklessly bombed and drone striked countless civilian infrastructure and civilian areas to the tune of easily over 100,000 civilian deaths. Israel's intention is clear. They celebrate this genocide, and the United States government has been funding it for several years now. History will not look back kindly to this evil, evil endeavor, and it will be compared, in terms of how sinister it is, to the Holocaust. I just received notifications on my phone from several news outlets that another nearly 100 people have been killed by the IDF bombings just today. And honestly, I don't need to say much more, because Netanyahu should be arrested for his countless war crimes and wars against humanity. And so should Donald Trump. And so should Joe Biden, frankly. Anyone who has given Israel weapons while knowing that they are committing a genocide and ethnic cleansing should be punished. It's unacceptable, and anyone who commits atrocities like these are criminals and absolute freaks. Benjamin Netanyahu just happens to be the leader of the freak show.